Hello, my name is Erica Cushmore, and I decided to do my budget interview with Miss Bridget Johnson. She's the Vice President of Administrative Services at Lone Star College Kingwood, where I work. One of the reasons that I wanted to do my interview with her is because Lone Star College Kingwood has been through a lot of budget issues lately due to everything that happened to our campus during Hurricane Harvey. I've admired Bridget because she only has worked at Lone Star College for 2 years, so she's definitely been involved with all of the rebuilding efforts with Hurricane Harvey, as Hurricane Harvey happened only after she'd been employed at Lone Star for a few months. Prior to working at Lone Star College Kingwood, she was the facilities director at Texas Medical Center for 20 years. And she's actually enrolled in the higher education program right now at Sam Houston. What recent decisions have you made that have had an impact on finances, and how did you assess the impact of those decisions? So, after Hurricane Harvey, one of the first things that Bridget Johnson decided to do was reduce the limits on Lone Star College credit cards to ensure that money was being allocated correctly and that people weren't overspending, so we could focus on rebuilding after Hurricane. One of the neat things about Bridget is that she had prior experience working with FEMA because Hurricane Ike happened as well as Hurricane Allison while she was working at other institutions within Texas. How do you prepare to have difficult conversations regarding budgets or spending? One of the things she recommended is preparing data-driven responses. It's hard for people to argue with data, and accuracy and credibility is really important, especially if you have to cut funding anywhere. Also, allow yourself to be human and put yourself in other people's shoes and allow them to be part of the decision. You don't want to just blow off everyone else's concerns. You want to discuss what you can do to assist them. Lone Star College Kingwood is part of a system, so I did ask how Lone Star College Kingwood collaborates with other campus on budgetary issues, and I did find out that they have monthly meetings as well as good communication with each other. They have a good relationship where they share best practices that are going on at all the different institutions, and she has stated that one of the things that has helped her is building rapport with others in her position at the other campuses. The toughest budget issue that Bridget ever faced that she shared with me, when she was working at Texas Medical Center, she had to deal with potentially laying off some employees that were responsible for power washing the parking garage after some environmental laws changed that made it so that they couldn't do that any longer. She was asked to lay them off because they were no longer needed. However, after some job position restructuring, she was able to reduce their pay just a little bit and actually save Texas Medical Center a little bit of money, so she was able to keep people in their positions because, first and foremost, that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to make sure that people could keep their jobs and support their families. Describe how you decrease expenses and/or increase revenue. One of the things she recommended is examining efficiencies. Sometimes you could buy a piece of equipment that could potentially do a job for less money than hiring a bunch of people could. So that was one of the ways she suggested doing that. Also, relying on zero-based budgeting to take a hard look at where your money is going. So this is when you build your budget around your expenses and not the other way around. So it allows you to be really specific about what you are spending your money on and what you actually need to be spending your money on. Explain the political pressures you face in terms of financial management and budgeting issues. One of the things that she recommended doing was making sure that there's equitable allocations among all the departments. She said that that was one of the struggles that she had when she first came on because she noticed that not all departments were being compensated equitably, and that caused a lot of friction within the departments. And so one of the things that she wanted to do was avoid picking favorites and once again, using those data-driven decisions to decide where money should be allocated. A couple of the pieces of advice that she would give to people wanting to enter a job in budget or resource management is be transparent. Once again, using those data-driven decisions allows you to be accurate. Also, communicate to the layperson. So this just means communicate in a way that somebody who's not completely knowledgeable about budget issues and finances, communicate in a way that even those people can understand. And also analyze trends. As with any profession, you need to make sure that you are analyzing what's going on within your industry and also analyze trends that might be happening at your institution to deal with any budget concerns that may come up later. One of the most challenging and rewarding aspects of her work, especially as it pertains to her work at Lone Star College Kingwood, has been the challenging deadlines that Hurricane Harvey has put on the campus. They're having to rebuild a lot of what typically would take a lot longer than a year and a half, but she's enjoying seeing the fruits of her labor and seeing students on campus again. So the three things that I learned is data is your friend. It allows you to make informed decisions and not offend people when you're making those decisions because you have the data to back it up. Also, communicate financial matters in ways that all can understand, not just people who have a background in that area. And also educate yourself and learn from past experiences. So she was fortunate enough to have experience with FEMA dealing with some of the other hurricanes that have happened in Texas. So she was able to use that experience to help with her Hurricane Harvey at Lone Star College Kingwood. And these are all the questions that I asked. Thank you and have a great day.